turn to the Gospel of Luke, Luke chapter number 2. Luke chapter 2 here this evening. Boy, I tell you, I've enjoyed this service. It's exciting to see what the Lord has done. Amen. What a blessing, that's for sure. Thank you, Brother Goddard, for allowing us to come over and be here and rejoice with you. I can't wait to see that video, you know. And what you do this weekend is what we try to do year-round, wherever we go. And with the old California Carnival, all the inflatables and games and things that we've been put together through these years. We use as a tool to get people to come and hear the gospel. And we thank the Lord for the opportunity to serve God together as a family, as a team. And we've been out here on the West Coast since August, starting with Brother Rule's youth camps there at Mount Zion, and then just been making our way up and down this West Coast. And boy, during this time in the meetings, going from churches, you know, running 25, 30 to Brother Retrievers to Mike Gray's, on and on, we've had over 1,200 saved so far in these few months. And so, well, that's really good. That's a blessing. And so, you know, we thank the Lord for it. And, you know, you all are a little abnormal, seeing as many people saved. It's the truth, okay? There's just not very many churches to see. They have us come in and, you know, to help them, to be able to get some folks there and to do what you've done here. And, wow, that's exciting. And praise the Lord. Hey, stop by dropping my card here. Stop by the table out before you if you want one of the pictures, a newer picture of the family. Pritchard's got one from back in 2004. We had to give him a new one, but it's got the contact information, picture of Dixie and Chamberlain on the back. Stop by, take one of those. If you haven't spent all your money on turkeys, we do have a brand new CD back there. We just brought in our CDs. We can usually fill up a couple tables with all of our publications the Lord let us put together, but we just brought some of the music CDs, and especially our new one, our 25th anniversary CD. I think it's going to be my $1 million seller, and we've got $1 million in my cellar, so I hope you buy one. But and we normally sell them for $15. Tonight, if you want one, you have it for $10. Okay, $10. Usually they're 2 for $10, whatever. But $10, you got $10. Take one of these home with you. Pray for us. And there's extra songs on here. Some of our most requested songs in days gone by. Stop by, take a look. If you're interested, I promise you all the proceeds will go to a needy family. Amen. And listen, I know some of you are tired, and you might feel sleepy. Okay, because man, you're just wore out as we sang about. And I got the ushers equipped with the old-fashioned Shabonkin sticks. Now, these are from the Deep South and the Bible Belt, and that's where all my family's from in northwest Georgia, up on Sand Mountain. They use these, and the ushers are equipped with them. You're probably wondering, what is it? Well, it's a multifunctional tool. We've got a feather on one end and a knot on the other end of this here cane. And what they do when a preacher's preaching, if somebody goes to sleep, depending who you are, will determine how it's used upon you. So, if maybe a lady or a child goes to sleep while the preacher's preaching, they're dozing off, well, then the usher will get up, they'll take the feather, reach over and tickle under their nose and kind of startle them and wake them up. But if it's a man or a teenage boy, he changes things out there a little bit. He'll whack him on the noggin there and wake him up. Well, one of them old country churches, boy, the old buddy, he fell asleep. He sat about halfway there down on the aisle, and he fell asleep like some of the deacons fall asleep, about regular around here. And he fell asleep. Boy, the preacher put him to sleep, you know. So the old deacon got up, and he took his Shabonkin stick, pow, he popped him in the head. Ooh, man, that startled him for a minute, woke him up for a spell, but no sooner he sat back down, the old boy was dropping off again. So he got up, came back, hit him a little harder that time. Oh man, boy, put a knot on his head. He scratched his head there. He stayed with it a little bit longer, and next thing you know, he was sleeping again. So he went over and thought, I'm going to have to just apply a little bit more pressure. So he reared back and pow, hit him on the head. Man, the old boy fell out on the floor. He thought he done killed him. Man, the usher's shaking his hand. Are you all right? Speak to me, speak to me. And a moment or two, he opened up his eye and he looked at him and he said, hit me again, I can still hear him. So, anyway, ushers have got these, they'll be ready to use them. Luke 2, let's stand together, shall we? 42. The Bible says, now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. When he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. And when they had fulfilled the days, they returned. The child Jesus tarried behind in Jerusalem, and Joseph and his mother knew not of it. But supposing him to have been in the company when a day's journey, and they saw him among their kinfolk and acquaintance. And I see right there, he was from South Jerusalem. So you say kinfolk right there? And it says, and when they found him not, they returned back again to Jerusalem seeking him. Can you imagine losing your child? Okay, gone. And they came to pass after 3 days. Now you go nuts after 5 or 10 minutes. Okay. A day, 2 or 3 days, Jesus is gone. Can you imagine how distraught Mary and Joseph must have been? I imagine Mary was fit to be tired. I bet she's thinking, oh, Lord of mercy. Lord, I lost him. Can you give me another one? Well, I mean, that's you were entrusted with the Christ child, the Messiah, and you lose him. Well, it says they found him not. They turned him back again to Jerusalem, seeking him. And came to pass after 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking him questions. I wonder what went on there. I wonder what questions they might ask him. They might have said, what's your name? He said, well, on my mama's side, I'm Jesus of Nazareth. But on my father's side, I'm Lord of Lords, King of Kings. I'm the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. They were astonished. Maybe somebody said, where are you from? He said, well, on my mama's side, I was born in Bethlehem. But on my father's side, I always have been. And always will be. Well, what are your plans? Well, on my mama's side, they're going to kill me and I'll be crucified. But on my father's side, after 3 days, I'll rise again. Amen. Amen. Man, they were amazed. And his mother said to him, son, why hast thou thus dealt with us for 48? Behold, thy mother and thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing. Yeah, I can imagine. Verse 49. And he said to them, how is it that ye sought me? Wist ye not that I must be about my Father's business? Those was Jesus' first recorded words. I must be about my Father's business. Oh, it's a great thing to be about the Father's business. Amen. That's about for prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for a church that's been about the Father's business. I pray that you challenge us from your word tonight. Speak to us. May we be different and better for you. We ask this in your precious name. Amen. You all can be seated. Our single most important endeavor in life is to take care of God's business. And God's business is the greatest business in all the world. You got 100% job security. Amen. Josh, you don't have to worry about getting fired. Not because you're the preacher's son. But, hey, man, in the Lord's business, man, he needs all the help he can get. And you got job security. And you got a retirement plan that's out of this world. Okay? Hey, in the Lord's business, you got guaranteed paybacks. You don't have to worry about losing your retirement and your pension. Okay? Because God keeps good records. Amen? Hey, Jesus was about the Father's business all the time. He was about the Father's business when he made the blind to see. He was about the Father's business whenever he made the lame to walk and the deaf to hear. He was about the Father's business whenever he cleansed the leper. He was about the Father's business whenever that he healed the sick. He was about the Father's business whenever he raised the dead. Good thing he said, Lazarus, come forth. Because if he wouldn't have said Lazarus, the whole graveyard would have been broken. Jesus' priority said, for the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which was lost. Oh man, you can't get saved unless you get lost. I told them this morning, you'll never enter heaven until you realize I'm hell-bound. If you don't realize you're going to hell, you can never be saved. Oh, I'll tell you what, Jesus was about the Father's business at the roadside rest stop there in John chapter 4. The woman at the well, you know the story. Disciples went into town to Chipotle, get them something to eat. And they passed her by and went down on the way in. But she came and Jesus had a way of turning things into the gospel. You ought to be able to take conversations and situations and turn it into a plan. So she was coming to get water. And so he, being a Jew, asked her for some water. She was a Samaritan. Wait a minute, we don't have no dealings. What are you asking me? Well, if you knew what kind of water I had, you'd be wanting some of my water. You don't have nothing to dip in this water. How are you going to get this water? And he's, all of a sudden during that conversation, she began to realize that he was talking about living water. Eternal life. And boy, that day she got a drink of some eternal life, of
of some living water. Oh, man, I can hear you say, thank you. Thank you, Jesus, for being about the Father's business. You were tired. You were wore out. You stayed there, but you made time for me, and you talked to me being a Samaritan. Oh, I tell you what, Jesus loves everybody. Amen. He was about the Father's business. Whenever you walk down the road, that little tax collector, a midget of a fellow, was up in the tree, and he was looking, wanting to see Jesus, heard about this Jesus, wanting to get introduced to him. I hope that you live your life such a way as a Christian. You create a desire in the hearts of others for them to want to know your Jesus. And so he wanted to see Jesus up there in the tree looking down. And that day Jesus stopped, called Zacchaeus down. He slid down that tree, boogity, boogity, boog, and he kneeled down right there at the feet of Jesus. And that day salvation came to his house. Oh, I can hear Zacchaeus saying, thank you. Thank you for being about the Father's business. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for taking time for me. He was about the Father's business even at his death on the cross. The thief there in Luke chapter 22 and verse number 43, remember me. Boy, in that hour, Jesus said, today you will be with me in paradise. Even in his death, he was about the Father's business. Oh, Paul and Silas were about the Father's business. In Acts chapter number 16, man, they were beaten and bound, and they were whipped up upon, thrown into the innermost part of the prison, and they were locked up there, and all of a sudden they began to have a prayer meeting. Because when you don't know what to do, you can always pray. Amen. Oh yeah, and they prayed. After they prayed, their heart began to warm, and they began to praise God. I mentioned old Silas said, man, Brother Paul, hey, great to be saved. Woo, yeah, hey, I tell you what, Silas, I'm glad I'm not hell-bound like some other folks in this jail are. I think they was praying and praising the gospel to the jail keeper. Right. Yeah. I'm glad I ain't gonna fry in hell like a sausage, like some people around here are, if they don't get saved. Good. He said, let's sing. I'm saved to the uttermost. I know that I am. I'm washed in the blood of the prayer. Oh, they had time. They were there singing, and man, about that time, it all broke loose. About that time, there was a jailhouse rock took place right there. They started shaking, the bands fell off, the doors swung open, and man, that little boy, he was going to fall on his sword. He was going to fall on it. Why? Because if you were a jailkeeper and you lose the prisoners, their sentence would be carried out on you. He didn't want to be suffering through all that torture, so he said, I'm going to end it all and be easier. If you and I would have been there, we would have said, yeah, fall on it, you dirty, good-for-nothing scumbag. You would have fall on your sword. No, they said, do thyself no harm. We're all here. That day, he come running unto Paul and Silas, threw himself on his knees, says, oh, what must I do to win the lottery? Well, money's what makes you happy, isn't it? No. I guarantee you that y'all that bought some turkeys are a lot happier than the rich people in Beverly Hills. Yeah. Come on, amen. And then he said, what must I do to be saved? He used the Bible word. How did he know about this getting saved? I guarantee you, he'd been listening to Paul and Silas pray. He'd been listening to Paul and Silas sing praises. He'd been listening to Paul and Silas, and now they're preaching unto him Jesus. That day, Mr. Jailer got saved. Mrs. Jailer got saved. All the little jailerettes got saved. They went home. It says they had 5 chicken, mashed potatoes, and gravy corn on the top. Woo! They had themselves a lip smacking belly poochie tongue tickle, and I popped a good time. You got to read it. It says he fed him. What else would he feed him? Amen. He fed him. Woo! But I can hear him say, "Hey, Paul." I can hear that Jesus said, "Thank you. Thank you for being about the Father's business. Man, if it wasn't for you, I'd been on my way to hell. Thank you." Oh, I tell you what. That's a great thing to be about the Father's business. Man alive, it's an exciting thing to travel all across this country and go over to Brother Adams there, help them have a big day, have just a small part, and see them folks get saved. You're about the Father's business as you teach that Sunday school class. You're about the Father's business as you preach in the junior church. You're about the Father's business as you go during the invitation up to that friend or that visitor and say, "Hey, I care about you. I want you to be in heaven with me someday. You want to go forward, I'll go with you." Well, hey, you know, sometimes all people need is a little bit of encouragement. You're about the Father's business whenever you invite your friends and family to the revival. You're about the Father's business as you pass out those tracts. Thank you, Faith Baptist Church, for being about the Father's business. Thank you for, as you was about the Father's business, as you set up tables and chairs and tore down tables and chairs and loaded them on your truck to drive somewhere else to unload and to load and to set up and on and on and on. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you set up the PA system and then tore down the PA system. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you bought turkeys. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you drove buses. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you passed out tickets. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you bought some more turkeys. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you knocked on doors. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you preached the gospel. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you bought some more turkeys. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you cared for souls, as you willingly served, as you followed your preacher in this common endeavor. Hey, thank you for being about the Father's business as you presented the plan of salvation. Thank you for being about the Father's business when you bought some more turkeys. Thank you for being about the Father's business whenever that you got on your megaphone in the parking lot. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you went to the fairs and went to the swap meets. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you took pictures and you set up canopies. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you loved your neighbor, as you served your community. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you prayed with lost souls. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you preached in the park. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you knocked on doors. Thank you for being about the Father's business as you took your bus route to the park and then tried to run up a big old crowd. Thank you for being about the Father's business. Preachers, you helped us get over to Emmanuel Baptist Church and helped them have the biggest day they'd ever had. And to see them people saved, they were just like, wow, we had never seen. Thank you for being about the Father's business and investing in your brother Adam. Hey, thank you for being about the Father's business. Oh, it's a great thing to be about the Father's business. We were in Montana here a few weeks ago. We was preaching up there. We passed out flyers. Well, if you want to get a crowd, you take a little miniature horse, topped off with a 4-year-old cowboy, and then riding behind him on James Rumple's little Dixie dog. She's just a little fur ball, you know. And you take them out in the community, and buddy, you'll get people will stop their cars in the middle of the road, and they'll want to get pictures. And so we were rounding up people, just like you all been doing. And Barbie went up to the door. She could have used the excuse, well, I got a baby. But she took little Laura Lynn, about 8 months old, put her in the stroller, went out and took the little kids out listening. Now, they can't go 8 hours, but 7 would be good. They went out for a little bit and knocking on doors. And usually, I'll walk through working Champ and the dog and Buckaroo, and then they'll knock on doors. We'll have, and then people come out. They'll come to me. I'll go to them and hear this mama come out. Oh, it's a horse. Oh, I can't believe it. It's a little horse. Oh, she had to get her camera phone and had to come out and get her picture. Well, then her daughter had to come out and they had to get pictures, you know, with this horse. Oh, so cute. Oh, and we told them about the event. Man, we passed out the flyers, and lo and behold, the next day, Sunday, they came. Man, they showed up, boy, like Brother Adams. The place was packed out. They had all kind of visitors. We had just one combined service. Had all the kids in there, everybody. We preached with Champ and Big C and did a visual aid gospel presentation and drew the net. And many children left to go be dealt with on the first wave of the invitation. Second wave, I had the adults and teens come, and we dealt with them. Well, there was one of the kids that came, and it was that girl that Barbie had given the flyer to her mama. And I could tell Mama was a little bit unsettled about her daughter leaving, and it was like, where are they going? What are they doing? And so I said, hey, if you got a child that's left, go with them. Because they'll get the gospel too, amen? So go with them. And so she jumped up and went with them. Daddy stayed there, Mama went, and man, while they're back there, the little girl got saved, Mama got saved, and then during the second wave of the invitation, I said, talk to the adults, and I led them in a sinner's prayer in their seats, and I said, now if you just prayed for the first time and asked Jesus to save you from your sins, put up your hand. There about 10 or 12 or so put their hands up. And the daddy, who was out there, he raised his hand. And I said, now if your hand's raised, look at me. They looked at me. I said, I got something I want to give you. I got a spiritual birth certificate, and we put this together just for you. I want to put it in your hands to commemorate life's most important decision. You're going to be in heaven someday. I want to give this to you. Would you come? Man, they came. They came.
One of the best things we ever did. They just come. So they come, and we filled out the card on him, put a sticker on him. I got saved today. He went and sat down. No sooner we about finished, the kids came back and that had been dealt with, and the little girl, she had a sticker on, I got saved today. And then the mama walking with her over her hand, she had a sticker on, says, I got saved today. And as they walked in, they saw Daddy. Daddy had a sticker, said, I got saved. Yeah. And Daddy looked and saw, Mama and daughter got a sticker, I got saved. Oh, buddy, that was the sweetest thing to watch that. Yeah. And they jumped up and they all did a group hug. All they were hugging on each other. Wow, they were so happy because you see, just a few minutes ago they were headed for hell. But thank God somebody had a vision to help reach that community. And the preacher said, let's have a cowboy carnival. Oh, they got the flyer that came. Man, now they're on their way to heaven. And they got saved. So the preacher went and visited. And he said, now y'all, next thing you need to do is get baptized. That's the first step of obedience after salvation is baptism. And so they came. Well, they brought some friends with them. Well, that's how it works, isn't it? You reach your family. These folks that got saved, it's going to have a ripple effect. And so they brought their friends. Their friends came, and they got saved. And they said, well, we're going to get baptized. You want to go ahead and get baptized with us? And they said, yeah. So they all got baptized. Amen. Then after they all got baptized, man, rejoicing. And the husband, the wife, the daughter, then their friends' family. Well, the preacher went back to see them. And they said, preacher, we're not married. We've been thinking about getting married. He said, you're not. He didn't know. He assumed it. And so he said, well, what's keeping you? I said, well, things have been pretty tight. We've been down and out on our luck. Whenever we get enough money to get the marriage license, we're going to do it. He said, well, I'll buy it for you. He went and bought their marriage license, and they showed up the following Sunday, and they said, well, preacher, when can we get married? He said, well, how about this morning? Now, this is Sunday morning church. They said, well, I guess that'd be all right. So Sunday morning service, yeah, ceremony. They came down, and they got married. So they got saved, they got baptized, and they got married. Amen. Oh, yeah. Now, I might not ever see them again, but someday we'll get up in heaven. Someday we'll be walking down those streets again. Someday we're going to say, hey, Ranger Walker, you remember when you come to town with that trick horse, and you had that little boy, and you had that little dog, and you came to the community, and you knocked on our door. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being about the Father's business. Woo, we've been having a time up here. This is a great place. I'm glad you told us about it. Man, this is awesome. What a day that'll be. Amen. Oh, I tell you what, now, on behalf of the folks that got saved, maybe we say thank you. On behalf of the folks that got a sticker, got a spiritual birth certificate, that prayed, went home with a turkey, but more important, they had Jesus in the heart. Amen. Maybe we say thank you. On their behalf, I'd like to say thank you for being about the Father's business. Amen. Amen. Just a moment, we have an invitation. The preacher will come. He'll run and take things over. You might want to come down and just take a moment and say, Lord, thank you. Amen. You might be sitting there feeling bad because you didn't have a part and you missed it. Because you didn't have a reason why you weren't a part, just that you didn't have a part. You might need to come down and say, Lord, I don't want to miss another one of these. Maybe you're here and you don't know for sure you're going to heaven. You're in the best place you could be to get that cared for. When the piano start playing, when we stand, leave your seat, come to the front, we'll take the Bible and show you how you can be saved and know that you're going to heaven. Because that's the last most important decision. And someday, you'll say thank you. And I tell you what, it's probably a good thing to go by your spiritual leadership around here and say, thank you, preacher. Thank you, Brother Josh. Thank you for having a vision. Thank you for leading us in this endeavor. Because everything rises and falls on that. Amen. Let's all stand together. We'll bow for prayer. My time is up. Heavenly Father, thank you for this great church. Thank you for their love for souls. Thank you for working with them here this weekend. And I pray you continue to use them to save the lost. Lord, I pray that you help them, Lord, to keep reaching these folks. Lord, heaven's been doing a lot of rejoicing. I'm sure that Book of Life has been kept busy today. We thank you for it. We pray that you'll continue to work. Bless now. His heads are bowed, eyes are closed. The instruments will begin to play. If God's spoken to your heart, you step out and come. The preacher will come. He'll take the invitation that you obey the Lord tonight.